Sometimes we make our mistakes, and now the journey awaits. So don't you wanna come with me? Come with me. We'll make our way to the top. We'll never break, never stop. And when we get to the spot, we'll know we made it there together. We'll remember forever that life is but a dream. And isn't it amazing? Oh, life can be amazing. Oh, I feel my heartbeat racing. I'll fly soaring ever higher. I can light my inner fire, and then we'll see what happens now. What happens now? And then we'll see what happens now. What happens now? Watch what happens now. It's amazing, oh it's amazing. It's amazing, it's amazing. It's amazing, it's amazing. Whoa, it's amazing, oh it's amazing. It's amazing, it's amazing. It's amazing, it's amazing. Watch what happens now.
The sun hits the planet on a different kind of angle down here. It's beautiful, it's lovely, and it's sophisticated. Canada offers stunning landscapes, beautiful natural wonders, and the Sprott Shaw Language College. Our school was founded to amplify and expand the opportunities you have in life. At Sprott Shaw Language College, we want to put you on the path to greatness. We take great pride in serving as your educator, mentor, and advisor. At our core, we are educators. Nothing makes us happier than to see our students progress and develop personally. As a country, Canada is home to a great mixture of diverse nationalities, cultures, and personalities. SSLC mirrors that spirit of multiculturalism on our campuses. Being surrounded by so many interesting people will inspire you to do great things. Vancouver is home to many attractions that bring people from all over the world. Join the incredible melting pot of ideas, philosophies, perspectives, and ideologies that we call British Columbia. Many people are attracted to the cosmopolitan lifestyle that Victoria City offers. If you love living in a highly diverse, multicultural modern city, living in Victoria will be perfect for you. As Canada's largest city, Toronto has unique opportunities you will not find anywhere else. Meeting interesting and influential people will increase your chances of finding learning opportunities and discovering your true life's passion. Join us at Sprott Shaw Language College to enhance the quality and success of your life. Now is your time.
Welcome to Vancouver International College Career Campus Q&A session, in short, VICCC. I hope everyone is doing well and staying safe. My name is Ilyas, and I'm the marketing manager here at VICCC. And today we're going to talk about our customer service professional program at VICCC, our co-op program, study and work program here in Vancouver. And today we have our customer service professional program coordinator and instructor, Elena, joining us, I think, shortly. She's just connecting. So we're going to talk about CSP program, ACSP, so that's Customer Service Professional and Advanced Customer Service Professional program. Who is it for, and how you can, enroll in our CSP program, what are the admission requirements for our program, and who is it for, how you can study and work in Canada, in Vancouver, with us. So we're going to touch base on many topics today about CSP and ACSP. I have prepared some questions for our program instructor and coordinator, Elena, and I think she's just having, okay, here we are.
Hello.
Hi, Elena, how are you?
I'm great. I'm very happy that I finally was able to join.
It's great to see you here.
You too.
Thanks for joining.
Oh, my pleasure.
So I was just doing the intro in the beginning. I just said we're going to talk about our customer service professional program with you, and some of the admission requirements. Who is it for? What can you do with it, etc. So Elena will answer my questions today. And if you have questions, by all means, you can simply type your questions on the chat box, or you can just go to the Ask a Question tab. You can even join us live if you want to be part of this webinar or Q&A session. Okay, we're excited. Before I go on to my questions, Elena, why don't we start with you? Why don't you quickly introduce yourself to our audience? Let's get to know you. How long you've been teaching this program? How long you've been with us?
Yes.
And what do you do? And then we can go ahead with the questions and answers after that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I am a Canadian. I'm one of those rare people that was actually born and raised in Canada. And I started my career with going to university and studying education. And so that's always what I wanted to be, was a teacher. And I taught elementary, I taught high school, junior high, teenagers, but I found that my first love was always teaching adults. I always preferred that. That was always the thing that really fueled my passion.
Mm-hmm.
And so I ended up looking around and thinking, how can I do this? How can I teach adults? And I started studying how to teach ESL. I went to school again for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized I think I want more. And I started to specialize into adult education, from teaching TESOL, teacher training, and now into hospitality and customer service. And I found it. I found the thing that I love. Great.
So you come with tons of experience, and this is a really huge opportunity for our international students.
Yes, and I have been teaching for a long time. I almost don't want to say how many years I've been teaching. Sometimes my students are absolutely shocked when they hear that I've been teaching for, I have to start doing math, I don't know, 30 years or something like that.
Oh,
almost 30 years. Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long time, but I've enjoyed all of it. Yeah.
Great. All right, Elena, let me start with my questions.
Yes, please.
Maybe we can start with CSP. What CSP is? What is Customer Service Professional Program?
Right.
And what this program features, and maybe you can tell us how is it different from other programs.
Okay.
Maybe I can start with that.
Sure. Absolutely. So CSP, or Customer Service Professional, that's our program. It has 7 courses, and every course is 4 weeks long.
Okay.
So if a person takes the whole program, they will be taking 28 weeks of academics, 28 weeks of school.
Okay.
And in doing that, you'll graduate with a diploma, so a very valued piece of paper, a very valuable document. And so every 4 weeks, we're going to study something new. So one course might focus on food and beverage and how to work in a restaurant and how the language that we use for that. And another course could focus on communications, and we learn about presentation skills, all of the culture that surrounds working in a Canadian business environment, a workplace. And so this, when you finish your 28 weeks, you can graduate and have your diploma. That's CSP. Or the alternate is that you have the ACSP program, the Advanced Customer Service Program. And that is also the 28 weeks of school, but then you have 28 weeks of work placement, and you get to work in a co-op and actually work in a Canadian environment and learn it and apply everything that you learned in class to that. Yeah. And then you'd also graduate with a diploma. So we do have the option of just the 28-week program, CSP, or the 56-week program, ACSP. Or if you only want to take one course or 2 courses, you can do individual 4-week courses. Yeah, that's fine too. And then you get a certificate with that.
Yeah, that was actually my next question, or my follow-up question, because sometimes students are on a tight schedule, right? They come here to improve their English here with us at SSLC first, and then if they want to stay longer, they choose to go on to our co-op programs at VIC. But sometimes, we have specialized programs like IELTS, PMM, BE, power speaking, and all that, but they want something more professional and more advanced. In those cases, we do offer our students our customer service professional program or our global business expertise program. They can do 1, 2, or 3 modules.
Right. Yes, because sometimes the students feel, I want to do something a little bit more challenging. I want to change it a little bit, try something new, meet different people. And so dropping in for 4 weeks or 8 weeks is a really nice way to wrap up your schooling, before you go back home. Yeah.
And when they do 4 or more weeks, do they get a certificate?
So for every 4-week course they do, if they do each course as an individual course, then they'd get a certificate. So for example, if they decided, okay, I want to take food and beverage, I want to take this 4-week course, then at the end they would get a certificate. And then they decide, oh, I want to stay a little longer, I want to take communications, I want to take this course. Okay, sure. Then at the end you get another certificate for that. So each individual course gives you a certificate. Yeah.
Okay. But of course, if they take it 4 or 8 weeks, like if they don't complete the whole program, obviously they cannot work.
Yeah, so that could be the situation. For if they have the type of study permit that is just for studying, mainly it was they had focused on ESL, they can't work. Some people do come in with working holiday visas. Some people from Japan or from Korea or Taiwan, they sometimes have those types of visa that allows them to work and to go to school. So it does depend on your visa type. But if you're trying just to go to school and you don't have any special work-related visa or work-related permit, then you can just take school.
Okay.
But you'll have fun doing it.
Yes. Then I assume to be able to do the co-op portion, students need to complete all 7 modules.
That's correct. Yes. Exactly.
And then my next question is, do they have to maintain certain GPA.
Right, right. Yeah, that's a good point. So we
Mhm.
do ask that by the time the students finish their academics, by the time they
Mhm.
finish their 28 weeks, they
Mhm.
do need to have a 70%
Okay.
overall or
Mhm.
higher. So
Okay.
if there's a course that maybe was a little difficult for them, they didn't do so well, hopefully
Mhm.
another course they did well and it could bring up their grade to reach that 70. Yes.
All right. We already have a question actually here, but
Ooh,
it says, "Hi,
exciting.
is there an online one-on-one speaking program for improving confidence and fluency? If so, how much does it cost?" And that's from Shaika. Shaika, what you can do is Jem will share our website or our email addresses. You can email us, and then one of our marketers or student advisors will get back to you as soon as possible. And today, we dedicated this webinar just for our customer service professional program. And unfortunately, it's not running online. It's face to face, so which is good for our students. But for your online options, please get in touch with us, and then here you go. You can email VIC or SSLC, and then we'll get in touch with you. Okay, so here is my next question,
Okay.
Elena.
Yes.
What type of student takes this course, and what backgrounds do you see?
Okay. So that's one thing that I think is very special about the CSP course is
Mhm.
that it appeals to everyone. I've had 18-year-olds,
Mhm.
19-year-olds, 20-year-olds take the course,
Mhm.
and I've had people in their 40s
Mhm.
take the course. I've
Mhm.
had people who back in their home country, they're in university, they're maybe they finish second year, they drop in, they take the course, they
Mhm.
do their co-op, they go back home.
Mhm.
And then I've had people that had careers back in their home countries. They were dentists, they were bookkeepers, and then they're coming here and they want to start over. They want to try something new, something different. So, in terms of where you are in your life, whether you're in university or you already started your career back at home, CSP works because customer service is in every job. A
Exactly.
doctor needs customer service
Mhm.
skills. A
Mhm.
barista needs customer service skills.
Mhm.
Every job has customer service. So it really does appeal to everyone.
Exactly.
Mhm.
By the way,
Yes.
right now you see our brand new website on the screen right now, and it's Vancouver.college. Right, Jim? If you can share the link here as well on the chat, that would be
Yes, it's Vancouver.Course.
so yeah, can you share it on the chat box for our viewers right now?
Sure.
So you see our brand new website. You can just go on here and uh, we'll go through this later on in the webinar today, but we're just showing you so that you can see how it looks like. Okay. Um, so who should take this program, Elena?
So I think that if you're looking for a classroom situation where you can talk, you can work on your speaking and your listening, and you want to talk about real life things, you want to practice what you're actually going to do in the classroom. So, for example, if we learn um, about your voice and how to talk well using your voice and
Mhm.
the key ways to get people to listen to you, then
Mhm.
we're going to practice it. And if you then want to take the next step where you want to practice it in real life, then you would take ACSP and do the co-op. And so
Mhm.
it's a very real life situation in the class. So I think it's not just sitting and pretending and talking. We do things with other classes sometimes, well, maybe post-COVID, and we really get involved. In the past, we've actually put on parties for the school. We
Mhm.
we go places. We have guest speakers come in. It's a real hands-on type of class.
Mhm. Great. And what English skills will students develop the most in this program? Or, okay, sometimes students are confused about this because as a marketer and student advisor, I get this question all the time from prospective students. For some reason, my voice is echoing. I don't know why it's happening, but
Sound perfect to me.
okay. So they ask, like, when we say study and work, they think of the first part as to learning English, which is not the case. Okay, although they improve their English with you, maybe their speaking skills, and you'll maybe explain now, but it's not that they're coming into ESL. They're coming in a professional program.
Exactly.
Where they develop different skills, not just speaking, not just English, as you just said, customer service, food and beverage, and communication skills and all that. Students are sometimes confused about this, so they actually go into a professional program, like a diploma program.
Right.
So, but do they, like, I'm sure they improve their English along the way, but
yes.
What English skills specifically?
Okay, so those are really good questions, and I think they're very real, legitimate questions that a student might be wondering. So let's imagine it's something like this course. This is our hotel industry course, and for something like this, and in every course that we have, as you say, we're learning the professional sides of things. So when we learn about the hotel industry, we're learning about the history of the hotels industry in the world. We're learning about the hotel industry specific to Canada. We're learning how the systems work. When a customer goes on their website of a hotel and they try to reserve, how does that all work? How does that function? If I'm working in a hotel and a guest calls me, how do I handle it? What do I do if someone's complaining? What do I say? What do I need to say to the people I work with in another department? How do I talk with them? So speaking is a big part of it, whether we're learning about how to speak specifically to a customer when they have a complaint, or how to make them feel satisfied with their service, or whether we're talking to a coworker or to our boss. We're going to be developing our speaking in those situations for sure. So things like the check-in process or the checkout process, all of that specific language, and then things happen spontaneously, right? We never know what a guest is going to say or what they'll complain about. So we learn how to react to spontaneous situations. It's not just a memorized, "Hi, how are you? I'm fine. And you?"
Right. I'm sure you teach them how to approach clients or customers in different situations, right?
Absolutely. We learn everything from when someone is 10 steps away, that's when you should smile. When someone is 5 steps closer to you, then you should start saying, "Hello, how can I help you?" So we learn all of those very specific things that are appropriate in Canadian customer or in English customer service, because it applies to Canada, Australia, UK, US. It's really all the same.
Or like in any of the English-speaking countries or wherever the English is spoken.
Absolutely. Malaysia, India, Singapore, Philippines. Absolutely.
And this is really great because they learn this in class with you. They improve their communication skills, and they have the chance to apply these skills at their workplace in a Canadian work environment.
Yes.
When they get to either get to do their co-ops, which means paid internship, or when they can work part-time during their studies with you.
Exactly. And it's really interesting to hear the students who are on their co-op, they'll email me or come back and visit and say, "Elena, everything you taught us, that's what I'm using at work." Or Or a student said to me the other day, we had just finished learning food and beverage, and they said, I went to a restaurant and I could see and identify every action they were doing. And they really can see how it's real life professionalism, real life learning that they're getting in class. It's nice.
Okay, so we talked about these things. I just want to touch base on the admission requirements of this program. What do students need to get admitted into CSP or ACSP program?
Well, I think actually that's maybe where you have the expertise, Ilias.
Sure. Okay, I'll answer my own question.
Please.
Okay. All right. It's actually very easy and very simple. You need, if you don't have any English proficiency scores like IELTS or TOEFL, so in IELTS terms, it would be 4.5. You can always write our free online exam. And then if you pass that, we will set up an interview either with you or with our academic manager, Catherine. And it's like 10 to 15 minute interview. And if you pass all those steps, then we can admit you into this program, and then we can issue your letter of acceptance and your co-op letter and your invoice and whatever else is needed, so that you can apply for a study permit if you have to apply for it in your home country. So, and actually, yeah, it's right here. Jem is showing this to us right now. Jem, can you go into CSP or ACSP admission requirements? Yeah, it's right here on the left-hand side. So, as I said, it's IELTS 4.5 or TOEFL IBT 53 or TOEIC 550 or any other recognized international English proficiency test score. But you don't necessarily have to submit any IELTS or TOEFL scores. You can basically just do our online test, online exam, and then do an interview, and we'll take the average. And if we think that you're a good fit, you'll be admitted into this program. Which is actually another point. It's only like this program requires you to speak an intermediate, like you have to be an intermediate level of English speaker. So IELTS 4.5, it's not really hard to achieve, right? So you don't have to have like IELTS 6 or 6.5. Right. If you have an intermediate level English, you'll be good to go, and you'll be able to study and work with ACSP program or CSP program.
Absolutely. And you'll notice if you do take the full 7 courses, you will notice a jump in your English ability. You'll notice that your listening skills have gone up and your speaking skills have gone way up. There will be an obvious difference to you and to your classmates.
And this is another good option for those students who are tight on budget. Maybe they don't have the budget to spend on ESL, maybe, and they have intermediate level of English. So what they can do is, we have the option, they can come to VIC. They can take the ACSP program, where they'll earn a diploma, they'll improve their English, and then they'll have Canadian work experience.
Yes.
Right? So you kill 3 birds with 1 stone, basically.
Exactly. Exactly. And we do have a really big mix of what students come for. We do have some students dropping in for just a course here or there, right, or some that want to take all the courses, work a little bit during their schooling, but then go home after 7 months. Maybe they can't stay here for the full 14 months. And then I've had some students that actually had the ability to work for the 7 months of school, but just wanted to study and hang out and have fun with their classmates. So anything will work. All right.
So do students have to bring anything to the class? What do you expect them to bring? Do they just show up with a pen and paper, or what do they have?
And the brain. Yeah, pretty much pen and paper, pencil. And every month we have a book. Every month we have a course book that you'll get. And I've shown you some already for communications or food and beverage or our leaders in motivation course, for example. So every course does have its own book. Ideally, if you have some kind of device like a tablet or a laptop, that's always a bonus to bring. Some students seem to really prefer that lately, taking notes. They find it is a little easier than by hand. But we will provide that main thing, that book for you.
Okay. So how hard is the program for students? Is it like, and how many hours per week it is? Can you maybe talk about those? Like, do they have assignments every day, quizzes, presentations?
Right.
Can you talk about a bit of the course content?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's every day from 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock, Monday to Friday. And it was designed like that because a lot of students go to work in the afternoon or early evening. So sometimes class is over at 1 and somebody has to start working at 1:30 or 2 o'clock. So it's really nice. It gives you a lot of opportunity to work afternoons or evenings. So because most of the students do work, there isn't daily homework. Honestly, I try to get the course content within that 9 to 1 o'clock. But there is homework when we talk about the assignments, the graded assignments. So every month there is one project, and every month there is one presentation that students have to do. And definitely those need some at home. You do have to do a little bit of homework. I try to give a little bit of class time sometimes for support, but I give you a few weeks to work on everything. So it's not like you have one day to do something. You will have 2 weeks to spread out all of your work. So every course, as I said, has one project and one presentation, and every course, they're different requirements. For example, right now in our communications course, just going to grab that. Our project is we have to write a persuasion speech. We have to convince our audience that one thing is better than another. For example, Batman is better than Superman, or Instagram is better than Snapchat, whatever, something like that. We have to write it. We have to figure out what are the stress words, what are the primary and secondary stressed words. Then we have to record ourselves, film it, and try to look like a professional speaker, use the right gestures, the right facial expression in all of it. And that's a project. And the students have 2 weeks to work on it. And everything that they're doing in that project, we're learning how to do it in class. We're learning about stress work. We're learning what is primary and secondary stress. So everything is something we've learned in class, and now we try it in a project. The presentation is going to be a little bit different. And then in every course, we also have quizzes, 3 quizzes that test us on the material from the week before. So between the quizzes, the project, and the presentation, and then just the daily work, that's a pretty full schedule. Yeah.
And do we have a module where we prepare students for their job interviews later on, for their co-ops? And we help them with their resumes and resume building and all that. Do we have a module, or do we deal with it separately?
We do. We actually have a my name's there. We do. This is a small, wonderful book. It's small, but it's very intense, very in-depth here. I love this book. By the time we finish this course, it's called Career Tools. By the time we finish it, the students will have an amazing resume. They'll have an amazing cover letter, which in Canada and in English-speaking countries, it's something we put in the front of our resumes. And we learn how to do great, how to do really well in an interview. So we do all of that practice. And I look at your resume so many times, and I help you to make just that perfect resume. And so by the time you walk out of there, you're ready. You're ready to send your resume to Samsung or Apple or wherever you want it to go.
And I believe apart from you help them, you help our students in class, but we also have a dedicated person for our co-op placements.
That's right.
And she will be with us on Wednesday. No, sorry, on Thursday actually. When we present global business expertise, so we'll touch more on co-op placements and etc. But you have lots of experience with co-op placements and students as well, so we can also talk about. We can touch base on co-op as well. My next question was that if students can work part-time, so we already talked about it. They can work. So maybe I can explain that as a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. So when you come to our CSP program, Customer Service Professional Program, or our ACSP program, you can work up to 20 hours per week.
Yes.
In the first 7 months. So while you're studying with Elena, you can work up to 20 hours per week. So that's 80 hours per month, basically. And then when you're done with your studies and you're into your co-op, because when you apply to this program, you get a study permit and you get a co-op work permit. And that's when your work permit kicks in. When your co-op starts, you're eligible to work full-time in your second 7 months. That has some specific requirements, like co-op needs to be done within 6 months, and there's specific hours. I won't go too much into that detail. Maybe we can go through that with Anna on Wednesday. But technically speaking, you can work part-time in the first 7 months while you study, and during your co-op time, you can work full-time. And that's what, 56 weeks, 28 plus 28. So you have a work permit for 56 weeks. And lots of, I work with so many agencies, prospective students, they do the calculation right away. When I attend fairs and all that, this is how they promote the programs most of the time too. You actually earn the money that you pay VIC, right? So this is a great opportunity for all our students. And if you do the math, I mean, even if you earn a minimum wage, and currently the minimum wage in BC in Vancouver is what, $14.65 per hour?
Correct. Yes.
So if you work 20 hours, you multiply that 14.65 by 20, and then by 4, and you get your monthly income. Obviously there are some taxes and stuff, but you can you can estimate it. And if you calculate your earnings when you work full-time, you are well above what you pay to this program, which is a great advantage, I think. Okay, so we talked about, do we help students? And I get this question a lot, because students sometimes, when we say, or when they hear from other schools who are offering co-op programs, they're saying, guaranteed job placements, guaranteed co-ops. Although, as far as I know, this is not legal. We shouldn't be calling it as a guaranteed.
That's right.
We'll touch base on that co-op placement as well, but students expect us to find them jobs during their first 7 months, or maybe that's how they understand it. But this is not the case.
Exactly.
So the first 7 months, they have 20 hours per week, but it comes, that right to work in Canada legally, that comes with their study permits.
Correct.
So they're on their own. They are free to work anywhere they want, whether this is customer service professional or global business expertise. However, I'm sure we have either through you or Anna, our co-placement person, we can help students at least find a job. We don't necessarily place them directly, but I'm sure we have some ways to help them, right?
Yes, absolutely. So with ACSP, with Advanced Customer Service Professional, when I have my students in class and they say, I'm looking for a job, well, what happens is usually classmates say, oh, check over here or try my store. And a lot of that happens. And sometimes they end up working at the same place. And for me, I just can't stop myself. I have to try and help them find a job. I can't stop it. So when I'm walking to work, I'm trying to look for places that are hiring. I look online. Actually, just yesterday, I sent a student a link to a great job that I think would be a good match for that student. So definitely there's always that support. And even when they're in class and they're looking for a part-time job, the co-op coordinator, Anna, she too will support them with that. It's just something we want to help them. We don't want anyone to struggle. We want everybody to be as successful as possible. But when you talk about the guarantee, you're right. Legally, we can't say there's a guarantee. But when a student is trying really hard, when a student wants a job and will do everything they can to get a job, they're successful.
Right.
And we're just right there guiding them along. You know, it's those students that want to be successful, they are.
Yeah, and even in these tough days, tough COVID days, all of our students are employed.
All of my students are working, everybody.
Which is great to know, and because it's good for them, because it's not just they earn money, but they get work experience in Canada, right? They improve their English, and it benefits them with everything else in their lives, not just about earning money.
That's right. And when they get that part-time job, when they're in their academics, it's a great place to start. You know, it's like we call it a stepping stone. You step up, you bump up, and you got to start somewhere. And if it's just working at McDonald's, well, your next job can go higher, you know. So, and actually, you can get a lot of experience. It's really nice to see them get the job they really want, the job that makes them happy, and not just settling for something.
Right. And I'm sure we equip them with all the tools that they would need when they go out there to find their jobs.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're ready. They're absolutely ready. And it's nice when they're working part-time and they come back to school and they say, guess what happened to me yesterday? And they share a story about something crazy or weird, or they're telling us a story of how they handled some difficult situation. And then they all, everybody's it's a really safe place to learn, to share, to grow. Yeah.
Okay, I have two final questions here for you. And then we can slowly wrap it up for today.
Okay.
So what kind of co-op placements do students get usually?
So when they're in customer service or advanced customer service professional, they could work in a variety of jobs. So I've had students working in hotels as valet, door person, room attendant positions. I've had students working in clothing stores or shoe stores as sales associates. I've had students work as servers. So really a variety of jobs. I've even had some students working in an office situation. So because every job has customer service in it, it's really whatever appeals to that student. Generally, students start thinking, a lot of students, I want to work in a cafe. Great. It's a wonderful place to start. You know, the people here in Vancouver, we're a community of everywhere and everyone. And so we are used to having people speaking English as a second language. And probably your customer speaks English as a second or third language too.
Right.
So I find that the customers, the guests, are really patient with that student who's starting that new job. So it's really nice.
Great. So we're not that strict with the job placements as we would be for maybe global business expertise, because
Right.
they have to apply different skills. So
Exactly.
we can't just expect them to work as a barista, right?
That's right.
But for customer service professional, we're not that strict. So basically, and most of the time, I'm sure students will continue because they would already have part-time jobs during their studies, and they usually continue with their current employers, and they just become full-time employees.
Yes, very often that does happen. Yes.
Or they just keep their part-time jobs there and they find another full-time job.
Exactly. So they could have two jobs going. That's absolutely true. Yeah.
Okay. My final question here, Elena, for you is, what career opportunities are expected after graduation?
So that's really, my answer is really wide, because for some people, as I've mentioned, they've come here because they're taking a break at school and they're going to go back home and study. And they might be studying something completely unrelated or not directly related to customer service. But if you want to graduate and you want to go back home and you want to do something related, you might work in a restaurant, whether it's serving or assistant managing, or you might want to work in the tourism industry. And maybe in your hometown, you want to be a tour guide. Well, you're going to learn all of that in class. You're going to learn exactly what a tour guide needs to say, all the steps, everything from beginning to the end of a tour. So you want to be a tour guide? You can absolutely go back home and have those tools to do that.
Right.
So,
and in most, in my experience, most of my students that I recruit to CSP program, they already come with their careers or some sort of education from their countries. CSP supplements them, right? Like on top of their careers, they get all the skills that they would need to improve their careers, either back home or in Canada. So in most of the cases, it also supplements.
Absolutely. So if you're an engineer, for example, someone might think, why would you take customer service? Well, you'll learn how to communicate well with the other engineer beside you, with the IT guy. You'll learn the people skills.
Right.
You know?
This is a very good example. I have an engineer friend, for example. He's really good at numbers. You know, he's an environmental engineer here in Vancouver, but he says when it comes to negotiations, communication, I'm not good at all. So that's what I said. It's actually, this program will give them all the tools that they would need to complete their careers.
Yeah, exactly. To make that whole professional. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's all for my questions, Elena. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay. A little sad, but okay.
But we can, maybe next month we can schedule another one and go over more questions.
For sure.
So thank you so much for today's Q&A session. And I'd like to thank everyone for attending our webinar today, our Q&A session. If you guys have any questions, this is the time to ask. If not, you can always contact us. You have our website address there. By the way, it's a great website, Vancouver.college. It's revamped, renewed. You can see it right here. Oh, and apart from VICCC, of course, we have SSLC, and we have our pathway partners, and VIC is not just our sister school, but also our pathway partner as well. And you can see the full list here, and you can see, even if you go to studySSLC.com, you'll be able to see VICCC's programs there as well. And there was a question earlier from Shaika about online English. You can check it out from our website as well. And again, you can just send us an email We speak almost all the languages. We have student advisors and marketers that speak your language. We even have a chat feature on our website, chat with an advisor. You can just click there, and there you go. You can start the conversation. It's that easy, and you can see the steps on applying our pathway program, and then eventually you'll see VIC right there at the top and other partners. And we will continue our Q&A sessions this week with TESOL tomorrow at 4 p.m. again. I believe Catherine can confirm this. I think it's 4 p.m. And then on Thursday, we have it with Luke, Global Business Expertise Program. And on Friday, we have ITK, our ITK program. And here you can see more information about our brand new SSLC Connect program, online English. I mean, if you're not at the level to start VICCC programs, you can simply join us online from home, wherever you are in the world. You can improve your English, and then once you are at the right level, you can apply to CSP or GE, and then come here, study, and work with us in Vancouver. Okay, that's about it for today. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. And thank you, Elena. Take care.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
See you.
See you.